Hey folks, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. This last week was Thanksgiving and I thought I would just kind of bring you along for how I make a couple of my more popular, more requested side dishes for the holiday season. So here I am just chopping up an onion to make dressing, and I am not going to gatekeep. I don't do anything earth-shattering. As you can see right here, I use the Southern Living cornbread dressing recipe for the crock pot. So I just make my cornbread, and we're not going to talk about how, because I don't want that fight in the comments. So you make a 9x13 pan of cornbread, however the spirit moves you to make your 9x13 pan of cornbread. And you'll also need to chop up a whole onion, and I did an entire it's not really a stalk, that's like, I guess, a stalk of celery, but I use the whole thing. Of course, give it a really good wash, and then you'll want to crumble up your cornbread after it's had a chance to cool for a little bit, and then you'll throw that in the crock pot with your veggies and that bag of Pepperidge Farm herb stuffing mix, 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, and almost an entire carton of chicken broth. You use everything but a half a cup, I think. And if your cornbread's a little dry, use the whole thing. Just, it's better to err on the side of caution there. So I'm just going to crumble all this up and get everything that you just saw chucked into the crock pot. You mix it up really, really good with it's 3 or 4 eggs. I'll, of course, link the recipe in the description box because it's not mine, but everybody really loves when I bring this dressing to Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there it is. I'm just going to throw everything in the crock pot, get that going, and move on to the next thing. Another side dish that I'm often asked to bring to family functions is a roasted sweet potato and Brussels sprout side. It is just roasted sweet potatoes cut into cubes or chunks, roasted Brussels sprouts that are halved, and I season them with some salt and pepper, a little bit of oil so they brown up nice, and a healthy amount of ground cinnamon and maple syrup. And then for serving, which I totally spaced on recording the final product, but for serving, I like to mix in some dried cranberries and either some chopped walnuts or chopped pecans. So here's that with the cinnamon and maple syrup, and all nice and caramelized from the oven. And the last thing I got up to this week was making some orange marmalade for gifts for people who aren't really into cranberry. So I did 4 pounds of oranges and 8 cups of sugar. You basically do 2 cups of sugar per pound of fruit. I also did a lemon in there too to brighten up the flavor a little bit. And you just cook and cook and cook and cook and cook that down. You do oranges peel and all, and you cook it down until it passes the wrinkle test, or until it maintains 220 degrees. I use a candy thermometer and a plate in the freezer for both because I want it to do both things before I go through the trouble of canning it. And then you just can it like you would any other jam or jelly. As usual, guys, I hope you have had a great week and a great week ahead of you. I will see you in the next one for some holiday cheer. Bye.